Hey, sports fans, this is Old Dirt and my buddy Charlie Ingram. Guess what we're gonna do today? We're gonna touch those muzzle loaders off. We're gonna sniff that black powder.
Buddy, I'll guarantee you, talk about a high. Black powder, there ain't nothing like it about 6:30 or 7 o'clock early in the morning. Woo!
It's time for Outdoor University with Charlie Ingram and Dirt King. Join nationally known outdoorsmen Charlie Ingram and Dirt King as they give you the inside tips on hunting. Whether you're after white-tailed deer, wild turkey, elk, or ducks and geese, Outdoor University can teach you all the fine points that will make you a better hunter. Some hunters will tell you that this is the only way to go, hunting with bows and muzzle loaders, modern descendants of the weapons that our ancestors carried hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Today, we're hunting the woods and fields of Middle Tennessee with Charlie Ingram and Dirt King. We'll be there when Charlie takes wild turkey with a muzzle-loading shotgun, and we'll join Dirt on the shortest hunt he'll have all year.
Matthews Outback Solar Cam. We're gonna give it a whirl, buddy. Gonna give her a whirl.
But that comes later. This hunt is turning into more trouble than Dirt expected. He's already scared off one turkey trying to walk up on it.
Big lesson. Stop, listen. You hear one, make sure that you're comfortable with where he is before you move on him.
This is prime habitat for wild turkey on the Wetlands Acquisition Hunting Club near Clarksville, Tennessee, with water and a big cornfield nearby. You're bound to see turkey here if you pick the right time and stay quiet.
You see it? It ain't 60, 70 yards from us, wherever it is in that yellow stuff.
Dirt's plan is to wait for the turkey to go back into the trees and slip across the field and try to call one in. Charlie's hunting land southwest of Nashville is about an hour and a half from the Wetlands Acquisition property. The chances of finding turkey are just as good here, but Charlie is going about it differently. He's keeping still in a blind and using a Thompson Center muzzle loader instead of a bow.
Under those circumstances, didn't have any choice but to be patient because of the fact that if you move, they had you. And a turkey can see, I'm telling you, he can see you move that little finger at 1,000 yards.
There are lots of different ways to call a turkey, and many of them depend on what's going on at the time. The breeding cycle, what the hens are doing, and even the rhythm of the calling can all affect your success.
Well, you're using a yelp first, and you're actually just trying to locate a bird. And the main thing is being able to hear what that bird's doing. Once they get within 150 yards, I don't ever do anything but purr. Now, a lot of guys will just yelp, and that's all they'll do is yelp. But it's very important to be able to purr when they get close in.
And at about the same time, Dirt's hunt is starting to come together. He's set up at the edge of some woods and started calling. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, sometimes it takes all day. You have to be patient and aware of what the turkey are doing and why. That's what Dirt did on this hunt. Called, waited, and called some more. In about an hour, he started to see some results. Charlie is seeing plenty of turkey, but they're too far away and getting farther. He found one late yesterday that was settling in for the night and came back an hour before daylight. But when the gobbler flew down, he flew to some hens that were well out of muzzleloader range.
What happened was, it's a crazy deal. This bird, we roosted him last night, he flew down, got with a bunch of hens, and two more gobblers came up and ran him off. He was a half a mile down this cornfield bottom. No, further than that, 3/4 of a mile. I could see him down there, and he's strutting around, and finally all these hens and those two gobblers left. They went back toward the river.
And after about 7 or 8 hours in that blind, it's starting to look like a long day.
I guess we're just stuck here for a while. I think they'll come back, but I don't know, it may be 3 o'clock. Maybe 2 o'clock, maybe no o'clock, but I think there'll be some back at some point.
Right about then, Charlie saw something he'd never seen before.
I started calling to him at about a mile away after everything had settled down, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He comes up through there, and all of a sudden I see two more turkeys, or I think they're turkeys, walking with him. they're actually geese that are nesting in the field, and they start falling in line, all of them marching up through there. And I guess the geese go with him for probably 100 yards, but he keeps coming.
Still pretty slow for Charlie, but Dirt's hunt just got a whole lot better. That big gobbler is starting to listen to his calls, and better yet, that big gobbler is starting to believe them. He's finished with one hen, and he's looking for another.
When it comes around the front. Whew, that's a nice one. Nice one. Okay, get ready. Get ready. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. Oh man, I hope he don't make it to the river.
It's not that unusual to have a turkey fly away after it's been hit with an arrow. But the Cumberland River is just the other side of those trees, and it's every bit of a quarter-mile wide. If that bird gets over there, Dirt's going to have to go for his boat or get really wet. And now Charlie's about to get a shot.
And he came up through here with one hen, and that hen peeled off and went out to the middle of the field. And I started just purring on my call, and boy, he came right up here. I mean, perfect, and just drumming like crazy. Couldn't be any better. I mean, it's a heck of a morning. Ready? Won't pole that one, buddy. Unbelievable. And the other one bites the dust. Hey, you think you liked old Dirt so far? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let me tell you what this guy's got. He's got a rocket in a muzzle loader. When he turns it loose, they all go.
Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back.
You know, our forefathers have killed a lot of turkeys and a lot of deer with primitive weapons, David. But I guarantee you, they don't have the stuff we have here today.
Let me tell you something, buddy. When you pull the trigger on one of these, it's like turning a Titan missile loose. I'm telling you, it's awesome.
That's it. I think you're really gonna like what you're gonna see. Boy, he came right up here. I mean, perfect. And just drumming like crazy. Couldn't be any better. I mean, it's a heck of a morning. God, I got to go see this bird. That's fun. That little gun really shoots good. I shot about 2 ounces, number 5.
Dirt had to look for his turkey a while, but it never did get across the river.
Bow hunting for the eastern turkey. What is that fun or what?
Gun, what a morning. I tell you what now. That is a big Tennessee tom bird there. Woo. Big old hooks on him too. I'm talking about, look at the spurs on this rascal.
One good day doesn't make a whole season, though, and the very next morning, Dirt is out again on his friend John Haywood's place, Haywood Hills, about 30 miles up the Cumberland River from his last hunt. They are just about to split up and hunt out of 2 separate blinds.
This is a Thompson Center 209 12 gauge. Already choked. It's loaded. Or you just pull the hammer back and touch the trigger, just like you do anything else.
And what size shot do you use?
This is 2 ounces of 4s. We're going to go get him.
The bird is still way down at the other end of the field, but close enough to hear a call.
We're going to get these birds here about another 15 minutes. And this one that keeps gobbling, we're going to bow and run and gun, you know what I mean?
It's almost 9 in the morning, and the turkey are still on their roost. It might have been that early fog, or they might have seen a coyote or a bobcat, but they're not moving, so Dirt has to go to them. Finally, they find him on a limb a couple of 100 yards away. Just as they approach, the gobbler flies down to join another that's already on the ground, and Dirt has to wait for that one to walk away before he can take a shot. One down, and John's back up the hill thinking the turkey were going to come his way.
I'll tell you one thing. This thing hits him like an anvil. Wow. Look at him. Hey man, why didn't you shoot that turkey?
What do you got?
You're not gonna believe it, buddy.
Hey! Why did you say you saw something and sent me down there in the woods, man?
No, don't tell him that. I didn't say that.
You said you saw something move down there and go down there into the woods.
No, I
And I
said.
come up here and here's a daggum 40-pound turkey.
Boy, is that a toad or what, man?
That is beautiful.
Muzzle loader, baby.
That is beautiful.
Old Rick, my buddy the cameraman, and I started out last night. We watched the weather. They said potential for at least a tie for an all-time cold, or at least for the last 95 years. So it's going to be below freezing. I don't think it's actually made it. It feels pretty good. There's one goblin. Point being is, you just got to get after them. Weather changes, gets rough, so what? Go anyway.
From the Shooting Bench is brought to you by Mid-South Shooter's Supply.
Let's talk about field loading your Thompson muzzle loading shotgun. It's pretty easy. Of course, I got this good choke tube on there. Unscrew that. I pour 90 grains of powder in there. You put the shot cup in before you pour your shot in. What I normally do is take a regular shotgun and I'll cut it open. And I started out with 1.5 ounces, and this is 1 ounce and 5/8. The reason I cut it open is I can get the buffer out of it, the little white stuff too, and I'll pour it in the shot cup. Now I'll go ahead and seat that once I get that in there. Now here's the real trick. Just get you some styrofoam and cut out some out of a 1-inch piece of styrofoam. You can find this, everybody uses it for packing. What this does though, it'll go on top of that shot and it won't let it come back out when you're carrying your gun or in the field, because that styrofoam will kind of expand and hold it. You can hear it going down. It holds it real well. Now all I got to do, screw my choke tube back in this Thompson Center muzzle loading shotgun, and I'm ready to go hunting. And there you have it, from the Shooting Bench.
It's a chilly spring morning in Tennessee, and dirt is back out on the Wetlands Acquisition Hunting Club land, a long wooded bottom near the Kentucky state line.
I'll tell you one thing. It may not have gotten down to freezing, but I'll tell you, it's plenty cool. I'm going to hunt with a muzzle loader today. Thompson Center muzzle loader. Hey, listen to those turkeys across the river. See how that fog got here? Listen to them, okay?
Sound carries on a clear, cold day like this one, and sound carries over water. Those turkey could be 400 or 500 yards away on the other side of a good-sized river, but then one of them decides to come closer and the hunt is on.
Listen to him. He just flew across the river. He's out here between the corn and the riverbank. We're gonna try to get down here to where I know there's a big cane break. Whew, he's pretty hot. We're gonna get in that cane break and ease around, and we're gonna try to get down to where the big creek comes off the river, runs up through the middle of this bottom. Surely we can get him somewhere up and down that bottom.
This is not what you can really call a remote area. There's a city of 100,000 just a few miles down the river. And back in town, people are getting up, getting ready, and heading for work or for school. Dirt has an office there too, but business can wait, because right now we are outside on the hunt with the game coming in. And on this fine spring morning, there is really nowhere else to be.
400 or 500 yards, hooted 3 or 4 times. The turkeys gobble. He gobbles down here on the corner. Just marched right up here, I'm telling you. Wow. Man, you've got to love that black powder smell. 32 yards. I swear, it doesn't get any better than that, buddy. Look at this thing. It looked like it ran under a train. It just, boom, hit the ground. Look at this turkey. Wow. Hey. Look at the hooks. Buddy, there's an 1.5 inches. Wow. You think this boy hadn't been strutting? Look at that.
Now, when Dirt wants to do a little hunting before work, he does a little hunting before work. 11 minutes from setup to shot. He could spend longer than that waiting for fast food at the drive-thru.
Thompson Center Encore. Listen, all you gotta do is watch this, and there's no doubt about what these muzzle loaders will do. Unbelievable. That was 30+ yards. Wow. What do you want? This is the real deal.
The right gun, the right call, and just the right day. This morning, Dirt has a nice turkey before most people have even made it to work. It's one of those rare and special hunts when everything goes just the way it should.
Go to your Thompson Center dealer, take a look at the product. Listen to them. We'll find you somebody that'll have it in stock. If not, you call us. We'll make sure that you can get the Thompson Center Encore muzzle loader shotgun.
We're bow hunting with Dirt King at the Wetlands Acquisition Hunting Club near Clarksville, Tennessee. This part of the state is covered up with deer. Just get into your tree stand late in the day and you'll probably see one shortly, or they'll see you. Dirt's been out here a while, and it's going to get dark before long. He's been seeing mostly does, but then something better comes along.
It's him. I'm gonna draw when he gets behind the tree.
The bird's in season, and Dirt has a shot, so why not?
How'd you like that, buddy? You see it here? Got that old turkey. That's a big old gobbler, too.
But that sets up a whole new challenge. Turkey aren't that easy to see in full daylight, and it's already getting dark, getting cold too. It was a good shot, but the turkey went about 30 yards down a steep bank, and he could be hard to find.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, it's about as dumb a thing as I ever done. It's kind of scuffed around there, it must have gone down the hill.
Dirt found his turkey about an hour after dark, and he says we can all learn from his experience.
So there's a half a dozen stupid things we did there. One, don't shoot turkeys out of a tree stand late. Don't shoot turkeys anywhere with a bow late. You'll end up doing like we're doing, spend half the night out here hunting him down. Two, make sure that when you shoot a turkey with a bow, that you move right on them. You got to stop, be perfectly still, and listen, see if you can hear where they crash. And that's the biggest mistake we made, is not listening. We've probably walked all over this thing 3 or 4 times. And other than that, go track. And man, it's a lot of fun. Well, I'm either tired or he's bigger than I thought. You know what? That turkey that you killed is uglier than a mother-in-law, except for mine. And she's gonna cut my throat, you know.
I guarantee you can't even get in the house, man.
I ain't got no chicken.